Hey everyone, it's me again, and it's another Sunday. I have been on the internet, well, I've always been on the internet, on Netflix, and looking up stuff for my writing and stuff, but you know, on YouTube and stuff today. And I've seen the Star Wars trailer for episode 9, and honestly, I'm very, very, very disappointed. And if you don't care about Star Wars, I'm sorry, I'm gonna talk about this for a whole bit now. And in the end of the video, I'm going to talk about writing. Just skip a few minutes if you don't care about Star Wars. So, I loved the shit out of episode 8, which you probably know if you watch this video. It is like one of my favorite movies I've seen in theater. It's one of my favorite Star Wars movies, one of my favorite science fiction fantasy movies in general. It just breaks expectations, which I wasn't expecting this stuff either, and I completely love how out of left field a lot of it just got. And yeah, I didn't expect it at all, and it completely hit me, and I love that because I watch a lot of movies, I read a lot of stories from books and comics, and stuff becomes predictable sometimes. And so I really like stuff that dares to experiment, especially in something like Star Wars, which has a very, I don't know how to say this, a very difficult fan base, let's just say, who don't like, who I didn't even think about someone could not like this, even though somebody just texted me when I texted another Star Wars fan, hey, I'm just about to watch this movie, and he was just like, yeah, it sucked. And then I went on the internet, and it's all like angry fanboys complaining about stuff. What, you are angry that they are going experimental with it and it's not the same old crap, and also you are still mad about like women and non-white people? What the fuck is this even? Yeah, and so this was made by Ryan Johnson, who also did Looper, which is a movie you should watch. It's underrated. It's not really underrated. It's like that people just don't know about it. It's like Terminator, but without robots and some Akira stuff thrown in there. It's a very interesting movie. I like it a lot, and it's actually a lot of philosophical stuff to think about too, more so than Terminator. Even though, just a complete aside, Terminator 1, completely underrated, Terminator 2, completely overrated. And the other ones aren't worth talking about. So, yeah. This new trailer, a lot of fan service to fans who were disappointed by the last one. So it's course correction, even though I think they were getting the thing on track again, and now they are course correcting off of the track. And yeah, the whole thing is just one thing that is fan service to a trailer to episode 1 of all things. And after that, it's just like just cheap fan service and action shots. And they are bringing back the Emperor. That didn't work in the now how they are they calling it, the Legends. It didn't work in the Legend. It's not gonna work on screen. I hope I'm wrong, because I want to enjoy this. I really, really want to, but I just don't think I will. But I'm not gonna be complaining about it for years, because I have other things to do, like write my own silly novel. Yeah, and well, Star Wars is not a novel, but I should have said my own silly science fiction and fantasy story, which you probably know I am. And now that I have a car again and can actually structure my day a bit more, I'm actually writing more, and I can see that I might actually finish my first novel this year. And of course, I have more ideas for other books and other projects, but I'm gonna push through with this now, and I have like the complete book in my head. I just need to write it down. And I want to ask you two things. First, I want to ask you if you write anything, maybe you do YouTube stuff, maybe you write stories. Do you have any writing advice? Two things that I'm doing, one that I already started doing and one that I will start next week. The one thing that I've already started doing is when I'm finishing writing for a time, because I have to go to work or because I'm tired or whatever, I leave a sentence half completed, because then when I open my book again, I know how to start. I write the sentence to its end. And that's very, very, very much less difficult. It's less difficult than to start a new sentence, just to finish the sentence you've already begun. That is the one thing that I've already started, and it helped me. And if you write longer text, you should probably do that too. Or at least try. Maybe it doesn't help you as much as it has helped me. The other thing is that I'm gonna buy a scented candle. And one time when I'm just really in the mood, when I'm just getting really in the groove of writing, and I write and I'm creative and I like what I write, I'm gonna light it up. And for like a week or two, I'm only gonna light it up in those moments when I'm just really in my zone. And after that, I'm gonna light it every time I plan to write, so that I'm subconsciously reminded of that. I hope that works out, and I'm gonna tell you if it worked out or not. At this point, I'm not gonna read out anything. I might do that later, or I might have someone else do that, because I write in English and I'm not really that comfortable reading something English out in English at the moment, especially not live, and especially not something that is as dear to my heart as a novel that I hope I actually get published. I am gonna do more stuff where I read out stuff I've written down in English on the YouTubes sometime soon. I haven't been working on this video that I've been planning to make for ages now, for more than a year. Maybe I really should do that. Last year killed me. Last year just fucking killed me. And I need to reassemble myself. And I'm on a good way to doing that, even though like every week I get like strikes against me. Not when people say strikes against me here on YouTube, they mean a specific thing. I just mean pushbacks in life. That's not easy, and I don't know how to go on sometimes. But I will go on somewhere. I will manage. I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and I'm gonna go through more, I fear. But yeah, I'm a fighter. I can deal with it. And yeah, it's always good to know that you have things you can fall back on. And at the moment, I don't really have that other than my projects, and I don't know. I need to change a few things about my life, I guess. Which this fasting stuff was kind of about, just going inside of me and dealing with a lot of internal issues and also a lot of external issues, but mostly the internal stuff. And I'm with mostly done with the internal now, and I'm going to move on to the external and go look into studying stuff, maybe sometimes, because the plan apprenticeship of any sort has kind of died completely right now. And yeah, and the other thing would be therapy or something. Yeah, and I'm actually going to talk to a therapist that I had in my childhood, and have her recommend where I should go, because the last time I looked into therapy, well, the last time no one responded to me at all. Like, I wrote to different people and nobody even came back to me. And the time before that, they wanted to convince me that autism wasn't a problem. Like, the whole therapy just would have been talking me into that I am not actually disabled because autism is good. And I don't think that autism is good. I don't want to accept it. I want to cope with it. And the therapist that I'm going to talk to recommend me to someone else, because she doesn't do this crap anymore, which I can't blame her for. I don't want to work with autistic people either, because I'm the only autistic person I can stand. And I could stand me better if I wasn't autistic. It's and that is to deal with in real life. There is YouTuber, at least one YouTuber, and I think a few musicians who are autistic and who I admire, but and writers. I forgot about that. The YouTuber is 12 Tone, who you should check out if you're a musician. But I completely forgot who the musicians and writers are. Anyway, I would like myself more if I wasn't that. So, and I think other people would too. I'm just gonna try and find someone who helps me with that. I had no idea that I would actually talk about something that wasn't writing or Star Wars, but here I am, I guess. Is there anything else that happened this week which I should talk about? Yeah, I guess Easter is coming up, so this experiment is coming to an end. And honestly, the hardest thing, one of the things that I did, like, YouTube was easy. And it's just nice on Sunday coming here and saying, hey, which are the videos that I actually want to see, and just watching a few of them, and to see how much crap I just don't want to see. Like, mostly I just have YouTube on in the background a lot of the times, and I'm not really feeling like listening to music. And now I just don't do that, and I think it's a good thing for me. I might keep it up, staying away from YouTube a bit more. But what's really hard in fasting was like stuff you put on bread that is sweet, like jam or chocolate cream or peanut butter or honey. And when I'm done with this, I'm just gonna go and buy a lot of this stuff. And yeah. But since I've eaten even less meat than I usually do, I've been I've been eating a lot of interesting stuff, and experimenting a lot with different vegetables and stuff. And if anyone is interested in that, I might do some cooking videos after I'm done fasting. But I don't have any idea how exactly to do this now because my kitchen sucks and I'm only one person. And when I film something, I have to use. I don't have anything else really. Maybe I have to wait until like Maddie is over again, which she might be in the summer. I don't know. But yeah, until then, I'm gonna write. No, not until Maddie is coming over. Until next time, I'm gonna write. I'm gonna hope to get some writing advice from you, and maybe to get over myself and actually read something from a novel to you, like very early on. Like if someone were to print this out in an actual book, not on like computer paper or printer paper, but in an actual book, it would be like on the 3rd page or something. There is like this letter from the protagonist to her parents. And that is like a good thing to read out. It's short and it contains like the setting of the novel. And I think I've hit the character pretty well. I think it actually, and I've been hearing this a lot, that it actually doesn't sound like someone writing, but like an actual thing that a teenage girl would just send. And yeah. But I'm nervous about reading out stuff I've written that is like kind of dear to my heart, because I really hope this project goes through. I like the idea, I like the message, I like my characters. At this point, I've been thinking about this so long that it's kind of difficult to actually go through with killing some characters off, because I have to kill 2 characters off for the rest of the novel to work. Yeah, well, what I wanted to talk about, I was just about to actually close this down, but word count. This is going to be a YA science fiction fantasy novel. And YA novels usually have a word count of 40,000 to 80,000 characters. Words, not characters. Why did I say anyway, but obviously nobody is counting characters. That would take far too long. But fantasy and science fiction novels are usually a bit longer, at 80,000 to 100,000 or even above that. So the question is, should I just go for 80,000 words, or should I go above that and just hope for some younger readers? Because I think that actually some younger readers will enjoy this a lot and learn a lot. And enjoy this a lot is, of course, the main thing, but maybe even learn something. I don't know. I'm an educator, but I'm not sure if I can really be an educator of that kind. I hope I can be, but we'll see. So would be better a shorter novel, children or students or neighbors. How much would they like to read in like one book? This the audience for this is, I guess, 14 plus or 15 plus, but it's not like a kids novel. It's really intended for people my age or people older to read it too. But I think that the main character could be relatable to people her age, and she is like 16 to 18, I guess. The exact age doesn't really matter to me. A lot of stuff don't really matter to me. Like, yeah, the age of the characters, or because I'm out of practice, and because I literally sometimes don't know how characters look. Yeah, maybe I should let a few more artsy guys do some drawings for me of the character, where I just describe who this character is and what they just let some of my drawing friends come up with how they might look. That would be interesting, and maybe also would help me writing. Oh, and if you write and listen to music while you write, what do you listen to? Like stuff that's not distracting, but also not boring as hell. Is there something like that? Because, I can't just always listen to Pink Floyd while I work, which is the only thing I know, which is not too distracting, but also not boring. I obviously love Pink Floyd, but yeah, I can't just listen to them all the time. I'll see you all next week. I hope you have a great week. I've gone way over what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk for 5 to 10 minutes, and it's over 20 now. So, good night.